Hello, Silver Knights fans, and welcome to another exciting season of Syracuse Silver Knights indoor soccer. Season 7 of Syracuse Silver Knights soccer about to get underway here in their home opener as the Syracuse Silver Knights take on the Ontario Fury for the second time in organization history. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the On-Center War Memorial Arena here in chilly Syracuse. Christian Guzman alongside Jonah Karp as Syracuse gets ready to take on the Ontario Fury. Jonah, let's take a look at Syracuse during their last couple of games, because even though this is the home opener for Syracuse, they have played two games already this season. One against Turlock, the 7-6 win in overtime, and one against San Diego, the 6-5 loss in the dying seconds of that game. So a lot of positives to take away for Syracuse. What did you like most out of that Syracuse team?
Well, Christian, first of all, it was the first West Coast trip in Syracuse history in the first 7 seasons. So that's something in itself to take away that's positive. The fact that Syracuse is coming home 1-1 on the year, and they have no tough test ahead of them. The first 4 of the first 5 games of the season for Syracuse are actually away games. So this is actually a really big home game. But the fact that they're coming in 1-1 on the year, and they played both games down to the wire. Both games came, and Canardo Forbes, the team MVP, scoring the game winner in the first game against Turlock. So after their first West Coast trip of the season, actually of the program, nothing but positives to take away.
Definitely taking a look at the Syracuse team that came into that week. Really, the standout star was good old faithful in Slavica Parapovic, the team leader in points, team leader in assists, battling Canardo Forbes throughout the entire 7-year history of the Syracuse Silver Knights organization. Nivy Parapovic got season 7 off to a great start, earning MASL Team of the Week honors.
That's right. Slav off to a phenomenal start, and he not only earned MASL Team of the Week honors, earned Goal of the Week honors, or at least is in the conversation.
Yeah, was nominated for it, yes, indeed.
But he's all-time points leader coming into the season, and still is, and he's leading the team in points this year with 3 goals and 3 assists. The Bosnian off to a fast start for Syracuse, and we expect nothing less in this game.
Fans, we do want to note that we are delayed to start this game. We aren't expecting that delay to last more than 20 minutes, so hopefully we'll get some Silver Knight soccer going soon. But while we are here on the air, let's talk about, again, more of this team, and we mentioned it also with Slavica. Having such a great start to this season. Canardo Forbes also kind of had a little bit of a slower start to the season, but I know I am still expecting big things out of last year's MVP, Jonah.
Well, Forbes did find the back of the net in the first 2 games, including that game winner in Turlock. But the Jamaican led the Silver Knights in scoring last season, earned team MVP honors, and he's been a staple on this team, playing in all 7 seasons since the Genesis season. Back in, 2010?
Yeah, I think in 2011. The
2011.
The 2011-2012 MISL season.
So Canardo Forbes, we expect him and Slav to be both staples, especially considering this team has a lot of new faces.
Yeah, speaking of one of those new faces out on the West Coast, they welcomed one of their new additions to the team in Nick Herrera. Nick Herrera just has an amazing career. Let's go through just some of his resume, Jonah. Won the 2006 National Championship for college with UC Santa Barbara, was named the offensive MVP of that entire tournament. He has played multiple seasons in the MASL starting, and the MISL for that matter, playing with the San Diego Sockers, the Milwaukee Wave, even tonight's team, the Ontario Fury, and now with the Syracuse Silver Knights. His most amazing accomplishment of all, U.S. National Soccer Beach Captain. Real asset for the Silver Knights, but unfortunately for them, not playing tonight.
Not playing tonight, and that is a huge loss for this Syracuse team. Last year with Ontario, this guy Herrera scored, he's found the back of the net 17 times, added 16 assists to that. That totals 33 points on the year. Nothing short of an amazing feat for Mr. Nick Herrera. And off to a fast start with Syracuse through the first 2 games, has 4 points, which is second on the team, 2 goals and 2 assists. A big loss for Syracuse today.
Yeah, you saw in those first couple of games, Herrera was oftentimes sitting at the top of the arc and holding off defenders left and right just to get his strikers a really good ball to hit onto the net. Herrera, again, we've mentioned it, was with Ontario last year as well. His 33 points, like you mentioned, good for second on that team. But Ontario themselves brings together a furious strike partnership. Leonardo de Oliveira had 51 points last year. Give him 31 goals and 20 assists, and they also bring Francisco Cordiero, Chico, as they call him. And it's going to be very tough for these Syracuse guys to stop that furious strike partnership up top.
Well, I'll tell you what, Christian, one big striking difference between these two teams, Syracuse, I would consider saying that they're almost in a turnover phase. There are a lot of new faces on this team. A couple staples, we mentioned Slav, we mentioned Bernardo Forbes, but this Ontario Fury team has a lot of familiar faces.
Yeah.
16 returning players. Cisse, Nunez, both fifth-year players on this Ontario Fury team. And of course, you mentioned the two big guys, Francisco, Leonardo. Those two players worth watching in this one.
Oh, for Syracuse, you mentioned in their turnover phase last season, 8-12 on year didn't end well for them, missing the playoffs for the first time since the 2012-13 MISL season. But this time, they retained their head coach in Ryan Ho, who took over last year on January 25th, and I know he's got some big plans planned for this Syracuse Overnight squad this year.
Well, head coach Ryan Hall is entering his first full season. Like you mentioned, Christian, took over last January, and he said this team was entering a downward spiral last year, but he expects to build a team that wears its heart on its sleeves, and that philosophy is centered around the two staples, or the number of staples they have. Tavernisi is one of them, and of course Slavs and Forbes. These veterans on this team need to be the leaders on this team if Syracuse wants to make a playoff push.
And I think one of those big key, there's a lot of young guys that are on this Syracuse team. I think one of them that Syracuse fans are really excited to see back in Central New York is good old Liam Callahan, the star for Syracuse for 3 years. It's good to see the midfielder back wearing orange.
And head coach Ryan Hall said that this guy Callahan, physical, a technical player, and isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. Expect Liam Callahan to really be a factor in this game against Ontario.
Yeah, you know, Callahan, 3 goals and 12 assists in his career with the Orange, really featured as that key left wing and left mid for Ian McIntyre's 3-5-2 formation out there in the SU Soccer Stadium. Now playing in here at the Onsetter War Memorial Arena. Jonah, it's going to be a tight game, especially, again, with Ontario coming in off a momentum building win against Turlock, winning 12-6, and the big man who was key in that Turlock win for Ontario, Thiago Gonçalves. 3 goals, 1 assist from a defender, no less, and he got Team of the Week honors as well.
Well, you have Gonçalves, who had 4 points with 3 goals and 1 assist, tallying the hat trick, but you also had Di Oliveira with 1 goal and 3 assists, so also 4 points on his resume, and of course Cordiero, 1 goal and 3 assists, 4 points on his resume. So between those 3 guys, all 12 points on the day.
Should be an interesting match nonetheless. We take you back to the last time these two teams have played. They have played once in a season opener, and back in 2014, the 2014-15 MASL season, I should say. Sorry about that. That was in the multi-point scoring era of the league, where a goal was actually 2 points and a long shot was 3 goals. Syracuse dominated Ontario in that game, winning 18-2.
Oh yeah.
And guess who? The MVP stepped up in Bernardo Forbes.
Well, Bernardo Forbes tallying a hat trick in that game. Slav actually tallied 2 goals himself. So we have those 2 players playing in this one. That was 3 years ago. Let's fast forward 3 years to tonight. See if they could do the same thing.
It should be very interesting also because Syracuse has historically done incredibly well in home openers. They are 5-1. And it's such a boom to see them here on Dave & Buster's Field at the Onset of War Memorial Arena to do so well in front of their fans, making a really good impression on them.
The only home opener loss came 2 years ago, but last season they beat Harrisburg 5-2, and Coughlin in that game made 14 saves. We haven't talked much about Andrew Coughlin, the goalie, but he should be a big factor as well.
Yeah, Andrew Coughlin already through 2 games has already made 26 saves. He's only allowed an average of 5.38 goals per game, and that's how it rounds out also to a 70.3 save percentage. He's going to be really key for the men in orange, silver, and black, like he always is.
And in the loss against San Diego earlier this week, Coughlin tallied 17 saves, which is actually 1 less than his career-high 18. So Coughlin looking to potentially play a really big role against this high-scoring Ontario team, coming off a big victory, 12-6 against Turlock.
Should be an interesting one nonetheless. Pre-game festivities are getting underway here at Dave & Buster's Field at the On-Center War Memorial Arena. Christian Guzman, joined as always by Jonah Karp. We'll be joined by Mason Horodisky in the second half of this game. Jonah's with me for the first half. Should be great indoor soccer as Syracuse gets their 7th season at home underway. We'll be right back here with kickoff and lineups for Syracuse versus Ontario. took a little longer than we anticipated, but we are about to get the 7th home opener in Syracuse Silver Knights franchise history underway. Welcome everyone to MASL TV here on YouTube as the Syracuse Silver Knights look to start off another campaign with a victory at home. Christian and Guzman here with you on the call. I thank you so much for joining me here on MASL TV. And I've got Jonah Karp with me for the first half today between Syracuse and Ontario. Jonah, it's going to be an exciting game of soccer, indoor soccer played here. What should the fans expect from this high-powered Syracuse team?
Well, I think they should expect a really, really good game, to say the least, Christian. This is a Syracuse team, as we alluded to in the pregame, that took two very tough matches in California down to the wire, both one-point finishes, and this is a very high-scoring Ontario Fury team. So a lot of saves for Coughlin maybe on the horizon. We shall see as we're about to get underway.
Let's quickly go through the men who are starting for both teams. For the Syracuse Silver Knights, it's Bo Yelovac, Slavisa Ubipara-Povic, Domenico Vitale, Darren Toby, and Conrado Forbes. In goal, Andrew Coughlin. For the Ontario Fury, it's Israel Cisse. It is Maicon de Abreu. It is Thiago Goncalves, Leonardo de Oliveira. And it is also Juan Carlos Gonzalez, also known as Charlie Gonzalez. In goal for the Fury, it's Jose Miranda. I hope you're excited. I know I'm excited. Jonah, you're excited?
I am ecstatic.
The Fury will get us underway here as Leonardo de Oliveira is standing over the ball, waiting word from the referees to get us underway. Here comes the whistle, and soccer has returned to the On-Center War Memorial Arena. The Fury will get us going. Back over to Miranda. Fury won their first game of the 2017 MASL season with a 12-6 win over Turlock. Yelovac dispossesses Cisse, but the pass off the boards is right back to him. Yelovac playing in a position that, if you for the men, for like us who are solid training, playing in that forward position as Vitale heads it back to Coughlin and resets things. Yelovac coming out. Coming in is Joey Tavernisi, one of the snipers, as Coughlin looks to find Tavernisi, loses his defender, and now is on the boards. Cisse, centering pass, that's a goal! Slavisa Ubipara-Povic! And we're only 40 seconds in, and Slavisa has yet another goal under 40 seconds to his name this year.
And what else do you expect from the Bosnia native? He plays mid, he plays forward, he just plays about everything you want, and all he does is score goals. The all-time points leader in the history of the Syracuse Silver Knights.
Slavisa now has 4 goals on this season. Give Joey Tavernisi his first assist of the season, and it's already a 1-0 lead for your Syracuse Silver Knights. And now Ontario has to respond quickly. Sockers were able to respond well against this high-powered Syracuse offense back on Sunday last week. So a foul is called here on Juan Gonzalez on Tavernisi. Jake Schindler now over the ball. He'll take the free kick to get us going over to Bordeaux. Ben Raymond now. Raymond has many Syracuse connections here. His brother, John Raymond, actually a vice president of the MASL, and his father, Pete, one of the many owners of the Syracuse Silver Knights. Yelovac back in the game now, fighting Gonzalez. Miranda looking for a call there, but the ball is back to Bordeaux, and the shot is just off the arm of Miranda, and it will be a corner kick for the Silver Knights. Syracuse starting out strong offensively, Jonah.
And this is a little reminiscent of what we saw against San Diego. Ubipara-Povic finding the back of the net early in that one too, but like you said, Christian, the soccer is able to respond quickly. We'll see if Ontario can do the same.
As a little bit more light comes on here in the On-Center War Memorial. Conrado Forbes will stand over the ball. He's got Liam Callahan to his right. Also has Slavisa Ubipara-Povic waiting there on the offensive line. Darren Toby and Joey Tavernisi well past behind them, lurking on the far post. Douglas Lima and Francisco Cordero on the wall. Slavisa with it looks like a scuff shot off his left foot. And Ontario now has the ball, but it's cut off well there by Slavisa. And now Tavernisi picks it up, but foul is called on Douglas Lima as Ubipara-Povic looked like he ran into Douglas Lima. That'll be Ontario ball at about half court.
Yeah, it was tough to tell. It looked from our angle like Ubipara-Povic did run into Lima, and Lima a bit shaken up, walking a little gingerly, but appears fine now checking out of the game.
Here's Cody Maret passing the ball back to Jose Ramirez. New man into the game now for Ontario, being marked there by Ubi Parapovic. Back to Miranda. Miranda again with the ball. He's got Arturo Alanis, who didn't feature in the last game for Ontario, back there with him in defense. But now Coughlin looking for a long ball, just looking to clear it. And Miranda will take the ball. Here's Alanis. Line changes coming for Ontario. And as being marked by Forbes. The touch there was from Gerardo Bravo. And now here's Miranda. Looking long, Vitale heads it back towards the mid. Forbes misses the header. Now Alanis goes back to Ramirez. You can see Syracuse still pushing the pressure really well here. Alanis been forced to go back to Miranda probably a few more times than he would have liked. Now Toby pressuring Leonardo de Oliveira. Has Bravo in support, but no, passes it off to Alanis. Now here is Gerardo Bravo. Down the boards now as Maicon de Abreu goes down. Fouled there by Vitale, and it will be a free kick for Ontario.
Domenico getting a little bit handsy on that far side.
The captain for the Fury, Israel Cisse, over the ball. Has Goncalves now. In the offensive third is the Fury. Cisse. Goncalves over to Leonardo. Tries the shot. It's blocked there by Darren Toby. And Vitale looks to head it out. Nice dispossession there by Bordeaux, but only as far as Goncalves. And now Forbes with a nice possession. Looking for Bordeaux, who's one-on-one with Miranda, and a shot. And it's just past the left post there. Almost an excellent opportunity there for Syracuse to double their lead. But Nate Bordeaux just missed wide with that shot.
Yeah, Bordeaux looked like he couldn't get himself quite set. He certainly had numbers, had an angle downfield, but turned and fired, and it was just a little bit wide of that goal.
Jake Schindler now is guarding Oliveira. Cisse being guarded there by Ubi Parapovic. Back to Cisse, who's in the offensive third. Doubled there by Tavernisi. It's Goncalves to pass it off the board. He's looking for Leonardo. Schindler there with a nice interception. As Juan Gonzalez almost able to dispossess Schindler, but it's safely into the hands of Andrew Coughlin. 11-12 left to go in this game as Bo Yelovok is well there into the offensive zone. Being guarded there by Cisse. Has Ben Raymond lurking in the box off the boards. Finds Ubi Parapovic. That left foot of Slavisa always very dangerous. Looking for a pass off the boards, but it's trapped there by Oliveira. Now it's a 2-on-2 opportunity, but no, the Silver Knights double him nicely. Dispossessed there, and now Ben Raymond has it. Slavisa falls in the backfield. But advantage play there as Darren Toby now being guarded by Juan Carlos Gonzalez, also known as Charlie Gonzalez. Toby will pass back to Raymond, and the Silver Knights will reset. Ryan Hall asking for changes as Bo Yelovok has the ball down near the boards. Looking for help is Yelovok as he's doubled there by Cody Maret, and Yelovok pushed Maret into Jose Miranda, and it'll be a free kick for the Fury.
Both teams getting feisty early on. A whistle wasn't blown on the far side.
Yeah, it might have been a whistle for either Slavisa or Leonardo there.
I was just about to say, Leonardo grabbed the leg of Slavisa and pulled him down.
Maybe the referee just playing advantage there as Miranda looks for a long ball over to Tito Nunez, but a foul is called on Domenico Vitale. Almost at the 5-minute mark here through the first quarter, Syracuse has a 1-0 lead over the Ontario Fury thanks to a great goal from Slavisa Ubi Parapovic. Ontario looking to respond here. Here's Juan Gonzalez, Tito Nunez, but now it's dispossessed. Bo Yelovok looking to use his pace. Over a block there by Marcus Jordan, the rookie. He'll pass it back to his fellow rookie, and Jose Miranda being pressured by Yelovok, who, again, there's no stranger to dispossessing men off the ball, and now it's Bernardo Forbes. Forbes looking for help. He'll find Ben Raymond to his right.
And Forbes, a veteran, you could tell, slowing things down.
Syracuse loves to slow things down, especially when they have the lead. Very good defensive team is Syracuse. Only have allowed 12 goals so far through 2 games. Andrew Coughlin looking for Tavernisi there, but loses it on the near side, and it's out of play. It will be Ontario ball.
Interesting to see Syracuse going open net early in this one, especially only up 1-0. We know this Ontario team can score fast and score efficiently.
Coughlin usually very good there, knowing when to come out of his net and provide an extra support for his defenders. Now Liam Callahan, the former Syracuse Orange, finding Joey Tavernisi on the boards, being guarded there by two Fury members as Leonardo and Jose Manuel Gonzalez able to double him nicely. And now the Fury have the ball, but not before Nate Bordeaux picks off a pass from Chico Cordiero. Darren Toby has Coughlin to his left, allows Ben Raymond to get a change off the field as Nate Bordeaux has it coming in as Vitale. Bernardo Forbes and now Bo Yelovak also on the field as Yelovak is being guarded by Lannis. Forbes chipping a ball for Yelovak, who looked to head the ball over for Bordeaux. Couldn't find anything though, and now Syracuse retakes possession. Oh, and a nice move for Bernardo Forbes, absolutely breaking the ankles there of Douglas Lima. Yelovak looking to make something of it now. What an excellent move there from Bernardo Forbes.
Bernardo Forbes saying, "What are you looking at, young guy?"
Well, there's Syracuse basketball happening here also, and looks like we just saw a basketball player get mixed up. Now Forbes has Yelovak. Forbes all alone! But the ball gets to Miranda before Forbes can make a shot. Syracuse showing a lot more offensive firepower here than probably what they showed in that whole West Coast trips, as Ubi Parapovic might have been fouled there by Lima. However, Ontario now has the ball, and it's a 3-on-1 counter-attack. Gerardo Bravo has a man. Shot! And it's blocked there off the line by Yelovak. What an excellent defensive clearance there by Bo Yelovak, racing back in time to save Syracuse. Cisse now. Gonsalves looking for help, finding the run of Lima, being guarded there by Yelovak. And Fury will switch play. Here's Gonsalves. The MASL team of the week last week with a hat trick and an assist against Turlock. Now the ball, Nunez, Gonsalves, and that's blocked by the face of Forbes, and Lima will have it near the boards. Yelovak now dispossessing him, and risky pass there, but gets it to Vitale. And now here's Slavisa. He has Forbes to his left, and he's in wide open space. Cisse able to close him down easily though, and again, like you said, Forbes being the excellent man will reset, and Tavernisi's shot misses the back post.
Forbes had that fast break opportunity, chose to slow it down, and potentially get a better shot. Unfortunately, could not convert for Syracuse's sake.
Now Fury have the ball at midfield. Gerardo Bravo passes back to Jose Miranda. 7 minutes now gone here in the, 7 minutes left to go here in the first half. Knights still with the 1-0 lead. Ben Raymond pressuring as Cody Marett being guarded there by Tavernisi. Out wide. Juan Carlos Gonzalez looking for a man, but Darren Toby picks it up in midfield, and now Nate Bordeaux passing back to Tavernisi, who's dropped back in defense. Tavernisi, a sneaky good defender. Ben Raymond able to pick up a loose ball there as Cody Marett passes back to Miranda, and we'll reset here. Miranda looking long. Toby's finding Leonardo for the ball here. Chip ball over to Maicon De Abreu, who just couldn't find it. Ball goes out of play. And officials will blow their whistle to take a timeout. Officials timeout here, 6:16 left to go in the first quarter of play. The Syracuse Silver Knights have a 1-0 lead. Christian Guzman joined by Jonah Karp as Syracuse starts their homes campaign off here against the Ontario Fury. This is the second time that Syracuse has played the Ontario Fury in its history. The first time was also a home opener back in 2014. And, well, it turned out well for Syracuse back in that game in the multi-point scoring era of the MASL. Syracuse absolutely dominated the Fury, winning by a score of 18-2.
Largest margin of victory in Syracuse history. And in that game, Slav scored twice, found the back of the net 2 times. Forbes, the team MVP last year, found the back of the net 3 times for the hat trick. Both players on the field tonight for Syracuse, and Slav already has one.
How important is that veteran presence that Slavisa and Canardo bring? Let's not also forget Darren Toby, who's also been here all 7 years for Syracuse.
Well, both players already making an impact we've seen. Forbes, not in the scoring game yet. Slav obviously has the first and only goal of this game for both sides. But Forbes, we've seen his veteran presence make an impact already in this game. It looked like Syracuse at times were getting a little bit flustered on the offensive end. Forbes got the ball, slowed things down, and was able to take control and put Syracuse in a good chance to score.
And let's not forget again, like I said, Darren Toby, he's had his hands full trying to deal with Leonardo de Oliveira. As Oliveira, one of three, I should say, Ontario Fury members who coming into this game with 4 points. The other one being Francisco Cordillero and Thiago Gonçalves. Here is Oliveira. Shot coming in from Gonçalves. It's over the net, and Coughlin will have the ball in front of his goal. 6:12 left to go here in the first quarter. Jake Schindler with the ball as Syracuse has a 1-0 lead over Ontario. Slavica Ubi-Parapovic with the lone goal so far. Israel Cisse, the captain for the Fury, now on the ball. Back to the rookie Jose Miranda. Jake Schindler trying to fight Chico Cordillero. Able to win the ball back. Schindler now battling Douglas Lima, as Lima is trying to pressure him on the boards. Chico has the ball in a dangerous area though, but Bernardo Forbes nicely able to bring it back out. And here's Bojelovac. Nice chip from Ubi Parapovic, and there's a good defensive job there from Leonardo to bring the ball back. And Forbes is absolutely destroyed there and sandwiched in between Douglas Lima and Leonardo. No blue card coming out for the official. It'll just be a free kick.
And that's not the first time we've seen Forbes and Lima really get into it. Of course, Leonardo getting physical with Slav.
Ben Raymond now will just slow things down, pass it back. There's Jake Schindler looking for Raymond now down the far side. Raymond has Nate Bordeaux. Instead, we'll find Liam Callahan, the former Syracuse Orange. Schindler over to Bordeaux, the Baldwinsville native, looking for someone, and looks like tackled there by Chico in midfield. Another free kick coming for Syracuse, as already the signs of a physical game starting to spring towards life here. Delvac trying to get the ball there down the boards. Same with Callahan, but it's safely into the hands of Miranda. Jose Miranda in that win against Turlock made 10 saves and only 6 goals allowed in that 12-6 win for Ontario over Turlock.
And Miranda having a little more of an active game than Coughlin is on his end.
And it feels like Coughlin's been almost kind of sleeping down there. Remember, you can't take away any performance when Coughlin made 26 saves so far through the year. Tavernisi was looking for a ball there. Didn't fall to him. Now Bernardo Forbes over to Ubi Parapovic. Back to Forbes. Battling Tito Nunez there. Shot. Oh, looked like he was looking for Tavernisi on the back post. Just missed him. Now Tavernisi absolutely slammed into the boards there. Surprised no card is coming out. It's definitely a foul. But again, no card coming out from the officials there.
And it looks like Tavernisi is walking fine. I don't know if we noted that Tavernisi was coming into this game a little bit shaken up from the previous game.
A little bit shaken up, but again, small lower body injury. Tavernisi's shot blocked off the line, and Vitale's shot is also blocked. Forbes will recollect in midfield. Syracuse has scored a goal off a corner kick before in that similar position. Back against San Diego was Nick Herrera who got the goal. And we haven't talked about Nick Herrera too much in this broadcast yet. Herrera, the former Ontario Fury member, now traded to Syracuse, but not featuring in this game. Fury has the ball. Dispossessed there by Darren Toby. So good, obviously, throughout his entire tenure with the Silver Knights. Ball back to Miranda, and change is coming. Gonçalves and Cordillero off for the Fury. Cody Morit now on. He'll get the ball on the far side. .330 mark. 1-0 is the score for the Knights. Cody Morit trying a centering pass off the boards. Couldn't find anyone home though. Darren Toby has it.
And you've mentioned Toby's name a couple times in this broadcast, Christian. And this is a guy who brings leadership and experience to this team. You've mentioned, been here since the Genesis season of Syracuse, and he led Syracuse last year in blocks with 16. Off to a fast start this year with 3 blocks, leading the team once again.
Toby's always been a defensive stalwart back there. No surprise to see him got a lot of playing time for the Orange. Long ball over to the far side now for the Fury. It's Leonardo de Oliveira being guarded there by 2 members. Bernardo Forbes now pressuring him. Centering pass, and Nate Bordeaux picks it up. Here's the danger, and the shot coming from Gerardo Bravo is just over the net. Another shot coming, and it's to the left of Coughlin, as Bojelovac now pressured here by Bravo. Lima coming over to provide some secondary support as Forbes picks it up. Now looking to break here, has Bordeaux to his left, but a nice guard there by Moret. Foul called, and blue card coming up now. Cody Moritz trying to plead his case, but it looks like he's going into the sin bin for 2 minutes. And with 2:26 left to go in the first quarter, the Silver Knights had their first power play of the game.
And we'll see how they do on this power play. They've been pretty good all season, the Silver Knights have, in power play opportunities.
So Moritz was trying to plead his case, but obviously since Moritz tackled Yelovak with 2 feet, that's an automatic 2 minutes. Moritz trying to plead his case, but Syracuse now on the power play. And if you haven't seen power plays before in the MASL, this is an exciting brand of soccer. 5-on-4. The power play unit for the Silver Knights: Ubi Parapovic, Schindler, Forbes, Tavernisi, and Toby. Forbes looking for Tavernisi, it's off his chest and in! Joey Tavernisi from Canardo Forbes, and it's 2-0. Silver Knights on top of the Fury.
And his ankle looks fine, Christian.
Well, didn't need his ankle there, you needed only his chest.
The Queens native, second in scoring last year with 34 points. Coming into the day, leading the team in goals with 4, just notched his 5th on the season right there.
Led the team in goals also last year with 26. As you said, now his 5th goal of the season. Give Canardo Forbes his 2nd assist of the season as well. And now it's a 2-0 lead for the Silver Knights. That means the penalty on Moritz will be released. He's back onto the bench. And now Boyova trying to pressure, taken down there. And the officials say that's a clean tackle as Israel Sisi now takes the ball up. High pressure offense coming from the Syracuse Silver Knights. Marcus Jordan battering Vitale, and Jordan's left-footed shot as well over the cage of Coughlin. Two 0 lead for the Silver Knights. Actually the largest lead that they've held all year so far. Jordan passing back as Nunez. And now back to Arturo Alanis. Being pressured there by Tavernisi, and Ubi Parapovic pushes down Juan Gonzalez. You'll see this a lot through the Syracuse players. Ryan Hall preaches that their forwards must also push up and provide pressure even if the ball is in the offensive third of Syracuse.
It's a full field press that Syracuse is playing, and it's the reason why they've been stifling this Ontario offense.
Remember, this Ontario offense scored 12 goals against Turlock. Syracuse has scored 12 goals all season, as the shot here is blocked by Vitale. De Abreu over to Gonzalez. Other Gonzalez here. There's 3 Gonzalez's on this Ontario team, so try differentiating between all 3 of them.
2 of them are brothers.
2 of them are indeed brothers. Jose Manuel Gonzalez, number 2, and Juan Carlos Gonzalez, number 11. Juan Gonzalez should say, to the left of Miranda, but now Douglas Lima has the ball, battling Ben Raymond. Darren Toby also back in defense. This year's Thiago Goncalves. Lima. 25 seconds now left in the quarter. It's Goncalves tries to find Cordiero, looked like on the far post. Goncalves again. Guarded there by Toby. Nice flick on from Chico. And the centering pass almost was in a dangerous position there. And now Coughlin will just grab the ball. 6 seconds left. Looks like Coughlin will hold it just to end the quarter. Long throw for him. But there's the horn. And we're through one book here in the books here at the onset of War Memorial Arena. Syracuse has done well in its home openers. And the same story looks like it's going on yet again. 2-0 the score as we're at the end of one here on MASL TV. Welcome back to the On Center War Memorial Arena as we are about to start the second quarter of action here between the Syracuse Silver Knights and the Ontario Fury. Christian Guzman with you as I'm joined by Jonah Karp once again. Jonah, for the Syracuse Silver Knights, 2 goals for them so far coming from both Slavica Ubiparapovic and Joey Tavernisi, 2 of the stalwarts for the longest time for the Silver Knights. They didn't disappoint to show up in the home opener for this season.
Well, Slav's goal came with 40 seconds into the game, and what else do you expect from the Bosnian? When he's in open space, he's as dangerous as anybody in the MASL.
Maybe as anyone in soccer.
Maybe. That's a bold statement, but I think it could ring true. And then, of course, Tavernisi, the goal off the chest, the assist from Forbes. Veteran to veteran, you expect nothing less from the Syracuse team.
And that's another power play goal also for Syracuse. Coming into this game, they were only 1 for 4 on power plays coming, again, into this game. Also coming into this game, Ontario hadn't killed any penalties as Syracuse gets us going here in the second quarter. Yelovak being pressured there on the near side. And Miranda clears the ball out from any danger. Coughlin well outside his box, able to come out and recollect it. Now looking for the long ball back to Yelovak on the far side of the boards. Being pressured there by Cisse. It's captain versus captain as Yelovak was looking off the boards for Fatale, but still continuing to look off the boards. Finally finds Bordeaux past the offensive third line.
Well, Christian, you mentioned they came into this game 1-4 on power play opportunities. Now 2 for 5, and that's 40%. That's, if you're Coach Ryan Hall, you'll take 40% all season on power play conversion rate.
Well, Syracuse has been so good on power plays as Yelovak's shot goes high. And the referee will blow for Miranda to stay calm and wait for the reset on his signal. We'll get to that stat in just a little bit as it looks like the Fury are trying to attack. Does Douglas Lima trying to make a run from behind. Leonardo being guarded by 3 members. Eventually it's poked out there. Syracuse last year on the power play was actually 70% on power play conversion. So,
well, never mind that.
Well, maybe nowhere near close to where they're expecting to go. Last year for Ontario, they were 51% on power play conversions. And also for Ontario last year, they were 65% on penalty kills. So, but still haven't killed a penalty as of just yet this season. Chico Cordiero being guarded there by Ubi Parapovic. The ball is cleared out by Schindler, but not before Douglas Lima gathers it. Leonardo shot, and it's tipped out of play by Ben Raymond. Quarter now coming up for the Fury as they try to get something going here offensively. 13:29 left to go in the second quarter. Still a 2-0 lead for the Fury. I should say it's for the Silver Knights. Lima, and that shot is wide. Juan Gonzalez. But he's dispossessed by Schindler, and the Fury will take over. Miranda past the halfway line now. Dangerous area for a goalie to play, but finds a nice ball over to Leonardo. Guarded there by Schindler. That should be a fun matchup to keep track of throughout the entire day still. And now Leonardo has some open space. Shot! And it's blocked by Schindler. Back to Leonardo. Leonardo once again with the shot, and Coughlin goes down to his right. Really makes the first hard save that Coughlin's had to make the entire day.
Still too easy for Coughlin. He makes those before breakfast.
Yeah. well before breakfast, I would say. That's almost too routine for Coughlin. Almost pressured there. As Jake Schindler now has the ball on the near side. But dispossessed, and that's Mike Andre Abreu finds Leonardo. Now Chico. Pressured there by Raymond. And the Fury will reset. 2-0 again, the Knights lead over the Fury in the MASL home opener for the Syracuse Silver Knights. Knights coming into this game with a 1-1 record. Ontario coming into this game with a 1-0 record. Man goes down at the top of the arc. Darren Toby able to clear it though. And the Fury are holding on better to their offensive possessions here in the second half. I should say second quarter. Forbes pressuring on that near side. Does well there and now looks to try and break, but Israel Cisse is there first to the ball. And Miranda will come out. Changes coming here for Syracuse. Liam Callahan is in. Douglas Lima backpedaling his Tavernisi, and now the chip ball looking for Tito Nunez. Maret. Juan Gonzalez with the shot, and it's off the back of Vitale. Coughlin might have had a chance at that, but
well taken there. Well blocked there, I should say, by Batawe.
Well, you'll take it any way you can get it on the defensive end.
Definitely, especially in these tight quarters of indoor soccer. Juan Gonzalez, marked there by Tavernisi. Off the boards, and it rattles right into the hands of Coughlin. Got another routine stop for him. Coughlin looking long now, and he's got Nate Bordeaux, but the ball bounces off the boards to Liam Callahan, though, and now Cody Moret looks to clear the ball away from Bo Yelovak. Here's Domenico Vitale. Syracuse will now look to keep possession as Nate Bordeaux has the ball. As Bernardo Forbes switching fields to the near side. Now Bordeaux towards the middle, goes down there. Foul is called at the top of the box, and that's a very dangerous area for a free kick. Syracuse would probably wish they had Slovisa on the field right now, but not too bad when you have Bernardo Forbes standing over a free kick this close.
Not too bad at all. And that free kick just about 20 feet away, give or take 6 yards. That's very close. Bernardo Forbes.
It is Forbes standing over the ball to his right. He has Vitale to his left. He has Yelovak on the post. Also has Jake Schindler and Nate Bordeaux. Schindler we know has a rocket of a boot strapped to his right leg. Bernardo Forbes steps back. Whistle blows. And it's over to Schindler, and it's nicely blocked there by Miranda. Very excellent play there from the goalkeeper for the Fury. Forbes now. Backpedaling, but has Bordeaux in some space. Bordeaux will take the shot. Looks like it went off the leg of Yelovak there, and Forbes dispossesses the Fury. And not before Moritz there. And now Bordeaux. Fury looking to break here. They have numbers. Leonardo. Nicely guarded there from Vitale, and what a goal! Leonardo de Oliveira. His second goal of the year. And it's 2-1. Knights now. But what an excellent goal from Leonardo.
And there was not much Coughlin can do over there. Coughlin, a very good goal in net. But Leonardo finding the one place Coughlin could not go. And that was all the way in the corner. An outstanding goal from the Rio, Brazil native.
I'm sure I'll be seeing that on MASL TV for goal of the week, as that was an absolute rocket of a shot from Leonardo. Again, his second goal of the year. 2-1 now is the score in favor of the Knights. Joey Tavernisi looking to respond. He is dropped into the boards for the second time this game, and in the end gives up a foul. Tavernisi pleading in his case that he should have been awarded a free kick in that area instead. Callahan now over to Duparapovic, but now the Fury have possession. Over to Miranda. Just over 5 minutes gone in this quarter. 2-1 lead for the Knights. Darren Toby marking there. Tito Nunez double from Liam Callahan, but that's nice straight from Tito Nunez. And it's over now to Juan Carlos Oliveira. Shot from Nunez, scuffed into the ground though. And Tavernisi looking to respond. And now Slovisa might have, looked like he had a counterattack. And a foul was called back on Tavernisi. Bobby finally getting the foul he was looking for. 9:15 now left to go here in this second quarter of action. 2-1 is the lead for the Silver Knights. Ben Raymond has the ball down on the far side of the boards. Being guarded there by Nunez. Has Ubi Parapovic over in the middle, but no longer does, and it will pass back to Darren Toby. Forbes now behind the halfway line. Line change is coming. Toby off. Nate Bordeaux on as a lifting ball looking for Bo Yelovak. Yelovak off the boards. Was looking for Bordeaux, but it's nicely blocked by the Fury. And foul called on Yelovak. Yelovak's been playing up throughout this entire game. And with Syracuse FC, actually this summer, actually played in that forward position. So not too surprising to see Bo Yelovak playing in that forward, even though he's been a defender for most of his career.
Well, he's a guy who can play on all sides of the field. He certainly has a body type to do it. One of the biggest guys on the field is Bo Yelovak. 6'3", 195 pounds. He could power over you and run by you.
Definitely the intimidating Serbian wrecking havoc throughout this entire career for Syracuse. Jake Schindler marking Leonardo. And Yelovak didn't go to school too far away from here at Albany. Only a 2 hours drive to the east of Syracuse.
You know, Chris, Bo Yelovak actually has a saying that he tries to live by, a quote that he tries to live by. When people succeed, it's because of hard work. Luck has nothing to do with success. That's the quote that Bo Yelovak tries to live by, and he does it all on the defensive end, on the offensive end. 7 goals, 6 assists last year, and he's a defender.
Leonardo now has the ball. We'll get to that point in just a bit. He's guarded there by Tavernisi and Forbes. Tavernisi now rams into the boards. Now Forbes with a quick restart. Slavisa putting some nice moves onto Juan Gonzalez, and now looking for some space. Has Canardo Forbes with him as well. And Slavisa might want to take it all away, but passes over to Forbes, trying to beat Gonzalez. Tavernisi, that's a handball, looks like in the box, and it is going to be a penalty. Blue card as well. That's one of the clearest handballs you'll see in the box there. Syracuse has another opportunity to extend their lead back to 2.
And Slav is on the field, so we'll see from 20 feet away what Slav can do with his left foot. We know he can do a lot.
First penalty kick of sorts we are seeing here. Before we do that, officials timeout on the field. So it will be very exciting when we get back. 2-1 the score with 7:34 left to go in the second quarter. Slavisa Parapovic standing over for the penalty kick. Welcome back to the on-center War Memorial Arena here in Syracuse, New York. Jonah hasn't been feeling like Syracuse weather throughout the past couple of days, but it has been chilly here in Syracuse. We'll get to the weather in a bit as Slavisa Parapovic, like you said, that's a penalty kick from 20 feet away.
Well, Christian, bringing up weather, it's been record warm temperatures up here in Syracuse, New York, but we're about to approach record cold temperatures, and we're seeing a little preview of it today. 20 degrees outside all day. It's been windy, and with a wind chill of about 15 degrees, we'll see if Slav can heat things up here.
Free kick from Slav. It's in. Penalty conversion, I should say. Nonetheless, it's another Slavisa Parapovic goal, his 5th of the season, and it's a 3-1 lead for the Silver Knights.
As good as anybody at converting those in the MASL, possibly as good as anybody in all of soccer.
But when you have a shot placed right at the 7-yard line in soccer, just outside the 6-yard box, it's going to be very hard to stop those. 3-1 lead now for the Silver Knights. Second power play goal technically for the Silver Knights off the penalty. Handball was called on Juan Gonzalez, number 7 for the Fury. And now Syracuse looking to break out again with Ben Raymond and Bo Yelovak to his right. And Kevin Escobar with his first action of the game, which gives away a turnover. The fans here are raucous here at the onset of War Memorial Arena. Nice to see a good amount of fans battling the cold. Don't forget, fans, you can catch every single game here that the Syracuse Silver Knights play on MASL TV on YouTube. Make sure you tune in next time the Silver Knights are at home on December 9th when the Silver Knights take on the Florida Tropics. Boyolvok. Now Ben Raymond. Oh, all open in space is Kevin Escobar! Kevin Escobar won't have an easier goal there. Nicely found by Ben Raymond, and it's a 4-1 lead for the Silver Knights.
First goal of the season for Kevin Escobar, the Freeport, New York native, getting into space and finding a good angle, hitting the upper left-hand corner of the net. A great first goal for Mr. Kevin Escobar.
Welcome, Kevin, to the Silver Knights. His first year with the team, making a good impression in front of these fans here at the On Center. Now 6:40 left to go in the second quarter. And Syracuse now with 4 goals over the Furies 1. Stark contrast from the Fury. Again, we've been mentioning it this entire broadcast. The Fury were a playoff team last year, going 12-8 in the Pacific Division, only to lose to San Diego in the first round of the playoffs. But they showed their prowess last game against Turlock, winning 12-6. They're coming out just a little bit slow here against the Silver Knights. Of course, the travel might have something to do with it. But Fury looking for something. Oliveira almost tried a very nice and fancy goal, trying to duplicate what he had earlier in this quarter.
Well, yeah, this is a tale of two different teams, as you alluded to, Christian. This is a playoff team from last year with a lot of returning players, 16 to be exact, talking about Ontario, and the team that dominated a Turlock team that Syracuse, dare I say, struggled against in the first game. Now, Syracuse did come away with the win, but only because of an overtime goal off the foot of Canardo Forbes.
And Syracuse, while we talk about Ontario retaining a lot of players, Syracuse also lost some really key players from last year. The losses of Antonio Manford and Moises Gonzalez, really key for Syracuse. Those two men had a ton of production and a ton of success in Syracuse. Manford, a longtime Syracuse veteran, now him and Gonzalez playing for the Rio Grande Valley Barracudas, who are back in the MASL down in Texas. The Fury also, we're talking about the Ontario Fury as Leonardo's shot is deflected out of bounds. We always talk about the Fury, we'd say Ontario. For fans who are new to the MASL, they're actually based out of Ontario, California, in Southern California, not Ontario, New York. I should say not Ontario, Canada. I don't think there's an Ontario, New York. I don't think there's an Ontario, New York. It's news to me if there is.
So this is a team that's from Ontario, California, not Ontario, Canada, with a lot of players from Brazil.
A lot of players. Leonardo with a shot into the hands of Coughlin. Now he's looking to break. He's got Bo Yelovok all alone, trying to fight against Thiago Goncalves. And Goncalves pushes him out wide. Centering shot, it almost found Bordeaux near a post, but ball just flying past him. Now Israel Cisse wins back possession, and now he's looking to the break. That's Chico to his side, but Cisse actually blocks the attempted pass there from Leonardo, and the Silver Knights regain possession. 4:37 now left to go here in the second quarter. It's a 4-1 lead for the Knights. They scored 2 goals in the first quarter off of Slavica Uparapovic and Joey Tavernisi. Fury answered with a goal back here in the second quarter off a beautiful strike from Leonardo de Oliveira, as a foul will go against Syracuse. But Syracuse responding with 2 goals of themselves after the Leonardo goal. The goal from Slavica Uparapovic from the penalty spot, and also Kevin Escobar's first goal in orange, silver, and black. Jose Miranda back to Douglas Lima, and now I'll go back to Miranda. Miranda looking something here. Nunez with a beautiful goal. Tito Nunez tries to replicate what Leonardo did earlier in this quarter. Does so pretty successfully. He's got his second goal of the season, and now it's a 4-2 deficit for the Fury.
And Nunez playing away from home for the first time this year. Was able to play in his hometown from Long Beach, California. And now at the other side of the country, making things happen. Just 5'8", 185 pounds, Christian.
But Nunez really, you can see what kind of the body build he has. Can be a very physical player, as Nate Bordeaux will get things going here for the Silver Knights.
Nunez, one of those returning veterans on this Ontario team in his 5th year with the Fury.
Ben Raymond's header easily saved there by Miranda, and now he's looking for Chico. Liam Callahan heads it away, but not before Nunez able to head it towards Chico. But his ball falls out of play. Again, Nunez now with 3 points on the season. 2 goals and an assist for him. Yelvak, guarded there by Cisse. Yelvak has some space. Find Ben Raymond. Raymond off the boards, looking for Bordeaux and Yelvak. Bordeaux will try and regain possession here, but Cordillero, defensive clearance. And now here comes another fun part of the MASL soccer brand. A free kick at the top of the arc coming for Syracuse.
Who do you think's going to take it?
Well, I see number
Who
99. That can only mean one thing. The left-footed strike from the Bosnian Slavica Parapovic coming up. Let's see if he goes for goal. No, passes over for Coronado Forbes, and it's just over the goal. Callahan now on the near side. Double team there by Lima and Chico. Looking for Joey Tavernisi, but the ball is cleared away. And Callahan with a sliding shot that actually goes well over the cage. And an excellent try there from Coronado Forbes. Off the layoff from Slavica. Shows you don't always have to go for goal from those tight angles.
Well, I think everyone and their mother thought that Slavica was going to take that goal. But he passed it off to Forbes, and you have to give the Ontario defense a lot of credit. They had it read perfectly.
Got to also remember, Slavica is on a hat trick, but Joey Tavernisi now has the ball, trying to put some moves on some of the Ontario defenders. Slavica now on his right foot instead of his preferred left, over to Forbes. The Orange will retain possession. The Orange, Silver, and Black, I should say, shall retain possession. Ball intended for Tavernisi, picked off there by Gonçalves. Gonçalves has been quiet. Remember, Thiago Gonçalves had team of the week as that ball rattles off the scoreboard. It'll be turnover. The on-center War Memorial scoreboard a little bit lower than some of the other scoreboards in the MASL. And it will be Jake Schindler who takes the free kick. But no, Ubi Parapovic will, because he came in and that ball is just wide. Sneaky substitution there from Slavica Ubi Parapovic, and his shot just went line, and now Ontario looks to counter. De Abreu's flick on falls right into Schindler's chest. Now Nate Bordeaux being guarded by Gonçalves. The ball is called out on Bordeaux. Again, going back to Thiago Gonçalves, really quiet today. Again, 3 goals and an assist in that win over Turlock. Once again, MASL Team of the Week honors along with Slavica from last week.
Coming into the day, leading Ontario in goals this season. Had the hat trick in the first game against Turlock. But yeah, you've mentioned he was quiet today, but he earned himself MASL Team of the Week honors along with Slavica. But we haven't heard his name much today, but maybe in the second half we'll see more of Gonçalves.
Should be an interesting second half as a timeout is taken here. 2:29 left to go in the second quarter. It's a 4-2 lead here for the Silver Knights. Silver Knights also, really, this has been one of their better first half showings, I would say. Not only offensively, but defensively as well. They've really stepped it off and really neutralized what looked like a very aggressive Ontario Fury. But we got to remember also, Ontario showed up in the second half last week against Turlock, and that's what was able to give them the 12-6 win.
And I think, Christian, you could say this was a tale of 2 different quarters in the first half. The first quarter was really dominated by Syracuse. The defense really stepped it up in the first quarter to the point where Ontario could not get anything going on offense. Coughlin didn't have to do much in goal. And then the Fury responded as a different team in the second quarter. And now we have a little bit of a closer ball game, I should say. 4-2, but the Silver Knights still in the driver's seat.
Christian Guzman here alongside Joe LaCarp for the final 2 minutes and 29 seconds of the first half. Syracuse has a 4-2 lead. They'll try and take that lead or extend it going into halftime as Jake Schindler can't dispossess Leonardo. Had the ball there almost in, and the shot from Juan Gonzalez is just over as Juan Carlos Gonzalez almost headed that ball in from Leonardo. Would have been a pretty goal. Liam Callahan was slightly shaking up on that play. He's back to his feet though as Coughlin looking for a long ball. Now looking for Callahan, but not touched by any Syracuse player. That means it's Ontario ball. Cisse now battling Callahan. Cisse over to Lima. Being guarded there by Ben Raymond. Syracuse gone a little bit more defensive here towards the latter part of the second quarter. Leonardo looking for Goncalves, but nice interception there by Liam Callahan. Now Darren Toby trying to get free. Does so successfully. Now Syracuse trying to break here. Toby will take it down the boards. Looking for Bojelovac in the middle, so he'll pass it off the boards for Slavisa. And Slavisa tried to pass it towards the middle, and now the Fury can try and counter here. Just Douglas Lima, though, as 3 Silver Knights are back to defend. Lima was trying to shot anyway. It's nicely blocked there by Liam Callahan. Maybe Douglas Lima should have just passed that ball back and tried to keep possession. But instead, Syracuse has possession with 1:21 left to go here in the second. Bojelovac over for the shot. It's a wonderful save there by Jose Miranda. And time called here as we have an injured player. Not sure who the player is just yet, but he collided hard with Miranda. Certainly injuries you don't want to see throughout the MSL, and that was a very nasty one indeed, especially with Miranda really swiping his legs from the defender. Yeah, we're still not quite sure who exactly was the man injured, but he's back to his feet now, thankfully.
And he's walking off under his own power, Christian, which is a great sign because it looked like it was a leg injury, at least right off the bat. And albeit he's hobbling, he's limping slightly, walking gingerly back toward the bench. But a good sign, the fact that he's not being carried off. He's not needed the help of any trainers or assistant coaches.
That's Juan Gonzalez who was there.
It's Juan Gonzalez.
Yep, Juan Gonzalez injured there. Number 7 for the Fury. Good to see him get back to the bench at least under his own power.
Yeah.
So 1:09 left to go here in the second quarter. As Miranda looks long, Bernardo Forbes heads it back, and Coughlin will just collect that ball. Final minute left here in the opening half of the home opener for the Syracuse Silver Knights. They lead 4-2 over the Ontario Fury. Oh, Maicon de Abreu's clearance was almost deflected back in by Nate Bordeaux. And now the Fury will look to break here. 45 seconds left to go. Jake Schindler covering. And Chico was being looked at on the far side of your screen, but defensive clearance here. And now the Fury will have their chance from the top of the arc.
And this is huge as far as a momentum swing is concerned. Just 39.4 seconds on the clock. That's the amount of time left in this first half. If they can convert.
Shot right into the wall there, deflected off by Bernardo Forbes. Chico looking now for Leonardo Gonzalez, and that shot is well wide. 26 seconds now left. Looks like the Fury will have the final attack.
Well, Christian, I was going to say before that shot, if they could convert, that would be huge momentum-wise heading into the locker room and into the second half. But a good job by the Syracuse defense.
Now 11 seconds left to go. Almost was out there for a defensive clearance, but no, instead it will just be a kick-in for the Fury. It's been a great first half so far for these Silver Knights, but like you said, Fury can get a lot of momentum here with the goal in these dying seconds of the first half. Schindler now repossesses the ball. With 7 seconds left, not too much time left for the Fury here in this first half. Chico, dispossessed there, Forbes gets it out, and that's the end of the first half. 2 goals from Slavisa Ubiparapovic, a goal from Joey Tavernisi, and a goal from Kevin Escobar. Allows the Silver Knights to go up 4-2 at the half, and that's where we'll go into the second quarter. Syracuse looking for their 6th win all time in home openers. They lead 4-2 over the Ontario Fury. Welcome back to the On-Center War Memorial Arena here in chilly Syracuse, New York, as the Syracuse Silver Knights have a 4-2 lead at halftime over the Ontario Fury. Christian Guzman here with you as the Silver Knights try to get win number 2 out of the season. I'm joined by a new man in the booth here, Mason Horodisky. Mason, how are you doing today in this cold Syracuse winter?
For it ever since I've come back to school. A little happy that it's finally here considering how rough the weather has been, but nonetheless as cold as ever.
I just realized you were on mute, Mason, so let's ask you again. How are you doing here on this cold Syracuse day?
Well, now that people can hear me, like I said, I was ready for some classic Syracuse weather now that we're finally back. I've been waiting for it ever since I've come back to school. Now that it's here, I don't know exactly how to feel about it. Walking to classes in 20-degree weather is never fun.
All right, so apologies for the slight technical difficulties there, but we're back here on MASL TV on YouTube as Syracuse gets ready to take the pitch yet again against the Ontario Fury with a 4-2 lead, heading for you another 30 minutes to play here at the Ontario War Memorial Arena. Story of the first half's got to be Slavisa Ubiparapovic.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is a guy that came into the game already as Syracuse's points leader, but he has cemented himself by now with 2 goals already, coming in with super strikes, especially that one on the PK, in classic Ubiparapovic fashion.
So, 30 more minutes left to go here again at the On-Center War Memorial Arena. Slavisa Ubiparapovic, Gerardo Forbes, Bo Yelovak, Darren Toby, and Domenico Vitali out for the Silver Knights. For the Ontario Fury, it's Juan Carlos Gonzalez, Leonardo de Oliveira, Iago Gonçalves, Maicon de Abreu, and Israel Cisse. Our Fury get us going here as we begin quarter number 3. Vitali immediately providing pressure, and here's Leonardo. Gonçalves up in the offensive zone, but Darren Toby has the ball now, and here's Bo Yelovak being guarded there by Cisse. And now here's Bernardo Forbes.
Now, Bernardo Forbes already has an assist in this game, Christian, but I think in this second half, you could see a lot more from him. It looks like he's coming out here with a little bit more energy than we saw in the first half.
Maybe even a little bit from Bo Yelovak also, who's making a nice run there, but the ball's back now at the feet of Darren Toby. Here's Forbes over to Domenico Vitali. Vitali, the defender of the year for the Silver Knights last year.
Oh, Vitali is always a tenacious player, especially as we've seen so far today. Syracuse defense has been on point. The 2 goals that we've seen from the Fury have really just been stuff that you really can't do anything about. I mean, one off the post and one in the top right corner. It's hard for any goalkeeper to do.
Cisse over to Gonzalez. That's Arturo Alanis. Now Leonardo battering Toby off the boards, looking for Chico. But the ball falls to Alanis. Now Douglas Lima, guarded there by Vitale. Now Bordeaux chases the ball back to Cody Mare. Darren Toby now repossesses the ball. Bordeaux fighting off Mare, and Joey Tavernisi sends the ball into the stands. Fury ball, and changes will come through.
Tavernisi's had a great game for himself as well today already with an assist. Coming into this game, he was Syracuse's leading goal scorer with 4 on the season. Obviously now that is in the possession of Ubiparapovic.
Well, tied with Ubiparapovic.
Excuse me.
Because Joey also himself had a goal in that first half as well off a power play. Slavisa with 2 himself. The other Syracuse goal from Kevin Escobar as Darren Toby tries to dig the ball out of the boards. Liam Callahan now fighting Douglas Lima, but it goes safely into the hands of Andrew Coughlin.
Like I said before, Andrew Coughlin is having a great game despite 2 scored goals from the Fury. As I said, you really couldn't do anything about those 2. Off the post in the top right corner is almost impossible for any goalkeeper at any level. I don't care who you are.
Oh, bad mistake though as Mare sets up Tito Nunez. Really nothing there from the Fury. And almost a costly mistake there from Andrew Coughlin. Saw him make a mistake similar to that against Turlock. That was Martin Arista for the Turlock Express. Really capitalized off that for a goal in Syracuse's first game against Turlock. This time, Ontario not able to punish the slightly lazy distribution there from Coughlin as Tavernisi battles battles the Ontario defense. It's back to Schindler. Ubiparapovic's going to come out for a change. Here's Nate Bordeaux on the near boards. Tavernisi trying to battle Arturo Alanis, but it's won nicely there by Alanis. He's taken down to the ground by Bordeaux, and it's a foul on Syracuse. Something we didn't mention also in the first half is how many shots Herrera got off in the first half. They outshot Syracuse actually 24-17 in that first half. Somehow a miracle that the Fury only have 2 goals, but it's really been the defense of Syracuse that has really stepped up.
Well, this isn't a team that's afraid to fire away. I mean, they scored 12 goals in their last game against Turlock, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them not shying away from pulling up from wherever on the field.
But again, you got to really credit the Syracuse blockers. You've seen people like Domenico Vitale and Darren Toby really getting the bodies in front of these minor footballs.
Oh, absolutely. Defense has been the name of the game so far. I mean, you see players kind of like Bo Yelovac coming in and stepping up in this type of game against a team that is known for their offensive prowess. It's excellent job on on Syracuse's defense so far.
Cisse. Now over to Gerardo Bravo, being guarded there by Bordeaux. And now Cisse. Here's Jose Manuel Gonzalez looking for Leonardo. Now, ball's getting digged out, and Tavernisi clears that out. Card's coming out, though, and it's for Schindler. And that card looks like it's yellow.
Schindler is not happy with that call at all. Neither is Tavernisi, it appears, in the field, and neither are any of the fans here at the Veterans War Memorial.
That's a 5-minute penalty on Schindler. It will stay 5-on-5. However, one of the most physical defenders in a Syracuse uniform won't be playing for the better part of this third quarter.
Well, absolutely. He's weighing in at 205 pounds. Anytime you take that kind of mass off the field, something's bound to happen for the other offensive side.
So 5-on-5. Syracuse didn't realize that it was a yellow card as Liam Callahan rushes on, make a 5-on-5 shot, and just to the wide of Coughlin's goal. Clearance coming out here. So Schindler won't be able to rejoin the game until 6 minutes left to go in the quarter. And we feel like the momentum is on the Fury side of the ball as Ben Raymond heads the ball away. It's a clearance. No, I should say, not a clearance, foul, just a kick in. Now Mare. Got it there by Raymond. Looking for Juan Carlos Gonzalez. Raymond now doubled in the boards. Ontario having more good offensive possession here. Looking for a way to get through on Coughlin's goal. And eventually Syracuse clears the ball away.
Toby has been doing a great job of clearing the ball out today. Absolutely on fire from the defensive side.
Darren Toby, again, 7 years with the Syracuse Overnights, all 7 years. Same with Silvisa Ubiparapovic and Conardo Forbes. It's been such a key defender for them throughout the entire existence of the Silver Knights organization.
Yeah, the 35-year-old vet.
Oh, shot! Goal! Cody Mare.
Mare easily able to slip that one in there. That's not good on Syracuse's part.
All right, ball able to trickle through the box, and Cody Mare breaks the Ontario deficit down to 1. It's now a 4-3 lead for the Silver Knights. Andrew Coughlin, you can see there was really, really angry. It looks like Ryan Hall has taken a timeout.
Now, Christian, we're back in 1-goal territory here. This is something that Syracuse has not really been unfamiliar with at all.
4-3 is the score with 9:58 left to go in the third quarter. And we'll be right back here on MASL TV. Welcome back to the On-Center War Memorial Arena here in Syracuse, New York, as the Syracuse Silver Knights lead is down to 4-3 off a goal from Cody Murray. 3 different goal scorers here for the Ontario Fury, and Syracuse will look to extend its goal advantage back up to 2.
Like you said, Christian, we're back at 4-3, and being in a one-goal game is something that Syracuse is not very unfamiliar with. We've
Especially
seen it
this season, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. We've seen it in the past 2 games against San Diego and over in Turlock. So don't be surprised if Syracuse looks a little more comfortable than they should be.
Well, I don't think if you're Ryan Hall on the bench there, you really want to see these close games any more than you already have this season. Jose Miranda taking the ball outside his box. Finds Tito Nunez, who passes the ball off to Israel Cisse, the captain of the Ontario Fury. Now Miranda. Again, Miranda making 10 saves last week against Turlock. Foul against Yelovak. He's not happy with that call.
Well, the always physical Bo Yelovak's got to get in there on that play. You got to expect that at that point. But it's still going to be costly for Syracuse.
And you can see also with Schindler in the sin bin for a yellow card offense, he still has to serve another 3 minutes in there. And Bo Yelovak has dropped back into defense, as we've seen him throughout the first half really play offense more, playing in that forward role. And it just goes to the versatility of Yelovak. He can play either as that forward or as that real strong central defender.
Big, strong, and fast. That is the name of the game when it comes down to Bo Yelovak.
Ontario has the ball in their offensive third, and here's Jose Manuel Gonzalez over to Cisse. Cisse being guarded by Joey Tavernisi. Tavernisi, a good defender, even though he usually stays as a forward. Now they'll switch plays. They switch sides of the field. Cisse working on Bordeaux. Over to Leonardo. Now here's Douglas Lima. Gets past Yelovak, and that shot's well wide. Not sure where that was going, and Joey Tavernisi picks up the ball at the top of the yard. Passes over to Callahan. Back over to Vitale. And here's Yelovak. Yelovak guarded there by Lima, but Yelovak able to get past. But Cisse able to dispossess Yelovak.
Smart idea, though, there by Yelovak. Lima's been struggling all day today on defense.
But Chico's all alone, and it's guarded well by their Coughlin. He's able to guard his near post and clears the ball off the boards. Now Joey Tavernisi will look to break. Has Canardo Forbes to his left. Looks to go there, but it's a nice block into the Syracuse bench by Thiago Gonçalves. 7:54 left to go here in the third period. 4-3 is the lead for the Silver Knights. Once again, Jake Schindler still serving out a yellow card here as Canardo Forbes has it. Darren Toby. Now back to Ben Raymond. Raymond in his second season with the Silver Knights. Looking for Slavica Ubiparapovic, but it found the feet of Cody Murray instead. One of the goal scorers for the Fury. His goal in this third quarter has already made it a 4-3 game. Canardo Forbes.
Here we see Syracuse slowing down the momentum of the game a little bit, being able to keep the momentum on their side. We saw a lot of that in the first half, and it's been really helping them out so far in this game.
Forbes putting some nice moves on.
Wow.
Bravo! And that save is made there by Miranda. Very nice save. Canardo Forbes is showing off that fancy footwork yet again, and Ontario looks to counter. Here's Marcus Jordan, the rookie, loses the ball, and it's to the feet of Kevin Escobar. Now here comes Forbes. He's got Ubiparapovic to his right. Holds the ball up, though. Very nice, smart play there from Forbes to slow it down. And the Silver Knights will reset. Canardo Forbes, again, has showed off his great footwork over Ontario. Dispossesses the ball. There's Cody Murray. Now has a man down to the right, being guarded there by Callahan. Off the boards. And it's to the feet of Arturo Alanis. Here's Cisse. Leonardo now on the far side. Yelovak guarding Leonardo, but it's to the feet of Cisse now, being guarded by Bordeaux. Cisse trying to use some pace to get past. Now create some separation. Top of the box. Leonardo has some room to shoot, and it's off the leg of Tavernisi. Another shot, save, Coughlin. Now to the middle of the box. Juan Carlos Gonzalez is saved by Coughlin. And the Syracuse defense holds strong yet again. Now Coughlin looking for Vitale. It's a little too far for him. And now the Fury will look to respond.
We just saw there right again, Christian, all that multiple shot opportunities from the Fury that we've seen pretty much all day so far.
And they've been really peppering the Syracuse goal, and it's been a nice effort from them. However, here comes Alanis, and it's another great save from Coughlin.
Coughlin is on fire right now.
Nunez, and that shot is just wide. Mare was looking for Nunez there, but Yelovak able to dispossess him. Oh, dangerous giveaway though. Gonzalez, great save! Coughlin!
And he is fired up.
That would be Parapovic has the ball. Syracuse with a little bit of momentum thanks to the great work from Andrew Coughlin. Forbes now. Over to Vitale. Has some space. Also has Tavernisi down the boards. Miranda well out of his goal though. But Bordeaux has some space. Looking for the shot, and it's in the roof of the net!
Excellent tap in by Bordeaux.
Nate Bordeaux with his first goal of the season. Like you said, excellent tap in from him. It's now 5-3 Knights.
Yeah, Bordeaux absolutely finding the perfect spot to unleash that one. Put Syracuse up 5-3, makes the score a little bit more comfortable now for the Silver Knights.
Bordeaux, the Baldwinsville native, repaying the great work of his Baldwinsville fellow native in Andrew Coughlin, who's been on fire halfway through, a little bit over halfway through this third quarter, I should say. And now it's a 5-3 lead for the Knights. Jake Schindler's been able to exit the sin bin after his yellow card, and Coughlin throwing the ball high and away. Cisse wins the 50-50, but not before he fouls Tavernisi. Maybe asking for a card. Definitely Silver Knights are asking for a card. No, that will just be a foul and a quick restart back for them. Referees won't allow that though, as Schindler. Gotta be careful though. Remember, Schindler on the yellow card. Doesn't want another one of those or will be sent off. Now Forbes. Lazy pass from him. And it's almost taken there well by Mike Ande Abreu. Instead it'll be a reset here for the Fury.
Almost too easy of a turnover right there. That can't happen.
Can't get them complacent even with a 5-3 lead here with 3:51 to go in the third quarter. The two captains battling out well here as Bo Yelovak and Israel Cisse really have been in a strong battle throughout this entire game, Mason.
Well, these are two big, strong men that are colliding with each other. Bo Yelovak is always tenacious on defense. He's not going to shy away from contact that easy.
Here's Jose Manuel Gonzalez. 1-2 with him, but it's a little bit easier this time for Coughlin. Looks like a good distribution here, though, as he's got Jake Schindler on the far boards. Being double teamed there, though, by Leonardo.
Look at Schindler, though, fighting through that double team.
And it's eventually to the feet of Tavernisi, who's still looking for the ball. Nice job there for Tavernisi, but his shot is a little scuffed into the ground. Easy save there for Miranda.
Excellent way to break away from the defense from Syracuse right there.
Now Miranda looks for Douglas Lima on the near side of the boards there. Changes coming in for both teams as Leonardo has it on the far side. Under 3 minutes left to go here in the quarter now. Again, 5-3 lead for the Silver Knights. Mare. Well, just pass back to Leonardo. I should say to Gonçalves. And here's Douglas Lima over to Leonardo, who's drifted to the near side boards. Mare now. Over to Gonçalves. Again, he's been quiet. Leonardo Gonçalves, and a great save from Coughlin.
Great save after great save after great save from Coughlin all night tonight.
The Baldwinsville native has been on fire, especially with the onslaught that has been coming from the Ontario Fury. Now Leonardo tries to back heel. Oh, it's a pretty goal for Leonardo de Oliveira. His second goal of the game, not too much Coughlin can do about that, because that's just pure skill and pure class from Leonardo de Oliveira. 5-4 to score now.
That is a pretty goal on the part of the Fury right there. Like you said, Christian, not a lot you can do about that. Not a lot you can do about most of the goals that we've seen today so far.
Again, Leonardo De Oliveira with his second goal of the game. Remember, Leonardo led the Fury last year with 31 goals, 20 assists, and 51 points. An absolute monster for them. And his second goal of the game makes it a 5-4 ball game. And Ontario looks to counter once again. As Juan Carlos Gonzalez is dispossessed, though. Here comes Syracuse. Jake Schindler looking for the run of Nate Bordeaux. Finds him nicely on the near side. Bordeaux tries to chip. And it's caught there easily by Miranda, who issues his team forward. But Domenico Vitale is right there. Bo Yelovak being closed down by Tito Nunez. And Coughlin's distribution is out well to Bernardo Forbes. Yelovak. 90 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. 5-4 to Silver Knights lead. Coughlin. Long ball. Joey Tavernisi's all alone. But Israel Cisse does well to block out that ball intended for Tavernisi.
Nonetheless, a great look by Coughlin right there. No one was even near Tavernisi.
Now Alanis on the ball. Here's Lima. Douglas Lima trying to battle Bernardo Forbes, and the shot! That's a great goal! Unassisted for Douglas Lima. And this game's now tied at 5.
And that is an absolute firecracker coming out of Douglas Lima, who struggled a little bit today on defense, as we've seen. But there's a little bit of redemption for him right there, as this game is tied.
Now the relentless offense of the the Fury is really showing through here, as finally they're getting their shots past Coughlin, and it's a 5-5 ball game.
Well, when you get a lot of shots in like that, no matter how well Coughlin's been playing, some of them are bound to fall eventually.
Keyword is obviously eventually. The third quarter has been key for Ontario. They've clawed their way back into this game with 3 goals in just this quarter. Slavisa pushing off the defender there. However, it's still Ontario ball.
Showing him who's boss right there.
Oh, the shot for Chico is just over the bar. Now Mare off the boards, and Vitale able to prevent any more danger. And now Syracuse tries to break. 24 seconds left. Umi Parapovic has Yelovak to his left. Picks it up for Yelovak, but nice block there from Cody Mare. Now here's Chico. Leonardo, 14 seconds left. Not too much time to get another goal in this quarter. And the Fury looks like they'll just reset.
Yeah, don't be surprised here if you see the Fury just not even go for a shot. Keep it 5-5 going into the final quarter.
There's the horn, and we have one more quarter to play. It's all tied up, except for an exciting one here on MASL TV. Score tied at 5 between the Silver Knights and the Fury. Fourth quarter coming up here at the On-Center War Memorial Arena as this game all of a sudden is now tied at 5 between the Syracuse Silver Knights and the Ontario Fury. Christian de Guzman here with you alongside Mason Horodisky as Syracuse will get things started off here in the fourth quarter. Bernardo Forbes will get things going as he passes the ball off to Darren Toby. And it's really been a resurgence here, Mason, from the Ontario Fury. Their offense has started to click.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've seen multiple shot opportunities coming in from them, even more so now in the second half than we saw already in the first half. Like I said before, one of them is bound to go in. And as we've seen, it ended up being 3.
3 goals scored there from the Ontario Fury. Cody Mare, Leonardo de Oliveira, and Douglas Lima, the goal scorers in that third quarter for the Fury. That's where we stand now at 5-5. An all-new ball game here. 15 minutes left to play as Ivi Parapovic almost dispossessed Thiago Gonçalves there in the midfield area. But it's Miranda who looks long for Miranda. Headed through ball. But it's through Conrado Forbes, and that's defensive clearance. Dangerous position here as the Fury now have a free kick at the top of the arc.
This could be a very dangerous spot for the Fury to have the ball right now, Christian, especially in a tied game in the fourth quarter.
A lot of momentum could be swung here if the Fury are able to convert. Cisse and Gonçalves were kind of arguing where to go on that kick. And it's Gonçalves, and it's nicely saved there by Coughlin. Now they're looking to break. Conrado Forbes is all alone, one-on-one, and the ball is way towards the wall. Forbes, great goal! Might as well give Andrew Coughlin the assist there. His distribution to Conrado Forbes is what makes it 6-5.
That was an absolute rocket coming off the boot of Conrado Forbes. Like I said, we've been waiting for him to come alive. We just saw it.
Give Conrado Forbes his 3rd goal of the year. The MVP from last year's Silver Knights squad puts them up front. And 14 minutes left to go. It's a 6-5 Silver Knights lead. What an excellent goal there from Conrado Forbes. Can't say enough about the class of that goal, as Schindler just narrowly avoids a defensive clearance to kick in for the Fury.
You could talk about the class of that goal and the class of the player, Christian. No wonder he's a fan favorite here in Syracuse.
Chico now with the ball, Cody Mare. How about the awareness also from Andrew Coughlin to immediately distribute that ball to Conrado Forbes, who realized that he was away just one-on-one with Miranda.
Oh, that was a fantastic look coming off of Coughlin. Almost like a quarterback throwing it down right towards Conrado.
Just led him perfectly. Maybe the ball was a little bit wide, but for Andrew Coughlin, there's no need for Conrado Forbes. That angle looks like it was perfect for him. Well, that's a beauty of a goal as Tavernisi tries to shot right into the hands of Miranda. Shots on goal look like this. 12 shots on goal for the Knights, 18 shots on goal for the Fury. And the Fury have really been testing the defense of the Syracuse Silver Knights. They've responded well. They're going to need to do it for another 13 minutes.
Syracuse is no stranger to holding on to 1-goal leads. Let's see if they can do it now.
Cisse battling Tavernisi. Ball off the boards. It falls to Leonardo.
Cisse trying to cook something up right there with the fancy footwork.
Shot right there is Coughlin, though. Another easy save for the Baldwinsville native. This time, instead of sending the ball long, he'll just keep it there for himself and give it to Darren Toby.
Toby playing it smart right now, not trying to rush anything, especially when you have a close lead in the fourth quarter. Exactly what you want to do, and exactly what you expect from the 35-year-old veteran.
Andrew Coughlin has 12 saves already for the Silver Knights. Give him 38 saves on the year. He's been so crucial for them. The former Syracuse University and Canisius College goalie, showing the Silver Knights his strength. Now Bo Yelovak on the ball on the near boards. Ben Raymond passes back to Darren Toby, and Syracuse just looking to kill clock and keep possession. Now it's Conrado Forbes over to Yelovak. Here's Raymond. Schindler now into the game. Toby takes a seat. Yelovak, and that ball was cleared. Defensive clearance again off of Leonardo. And Syracuse will make changes here. And look who's standing over the ball at the top of the arc.
Oh boy, that is a dangerous, dangerous sight to see, Christian.
Yellow card now coming as well. Looks like the yellow card was on Jose Miranda. Now it looks like another player is going into the box. That's dangerous for the Fury, as it's Leonardo who goes into the box. 11:43 left to go in this quarter. He won't be available until 6:43 left.
Yikes, that is not an opportune time to get a yellow.
Slavisa's free kick is blocked there, and Bernardo Forbes picks it up. Blocked there by Jose Manuel Gonzalez. Coughlin pressured there by Maicon De Abreu, and a foul is called as Coughlin has a few words for De Abreu. But again, let's go back to the yellow card that was just issued to Leonardo. Again, Leonardo has 2 goals already for the Fury in this game. 3 goals on the season. Their top points leader and goal scorer from last year. That's a huge loss for them.
Having such a monster relegated to sitting in the sin bin is not what you want to see, especially in a close game in the 4th quarter.
Nice ball there from Forbes, playing it just off the top of the glass to Jake Schindler. Schindler will pay for it by bringing it back towards him. Syracuse again just trying to keep the ball any way they can as Nate Bordeaux looks for Joey Tavernisi, battling Cisse there. Cisse's had his hands full on the defensive end, much like Darren Toby has. Now Bernardo Forbes down on the boards. Joey Tavernisi! And that ball is just kept out by Miranda.
You can see the disappointment right there on Tavernisi's face. He thought he had it. So close.
Nice interception by Forbes, and he might put Bordeaux away through here, I should say. But no, he passes off instead to Schindler. But here's Liam Callahan on the far side. Callahan over to Tavernisi. Tavernisi off the boards, but no one was there as Israel Cisse picks it up. But here's Schindler now. Possible opportunity here. Douglas Lima able to pound it off the boards. Back to Domenico Vitale. And the Silver Knights will reset here. 10:34 left to go in the 4th quarter. 6-5, Silver Knights lead. A goal from Bernardo Forbes here in the 4th, the difference maker so far. Forbes had the game-winning goal in overtime against Turlock in the Silver Knights' first game of the season.
Never a player to shy away from coming up clutch, just like we saw with that last goal before.
If the score stays where it is, Forbes will have his 2nd game-winning goal of the season. Yelovot trying to give the Silver Knights breathing space. Here's Forbes. Shot! And this time it's saved by Miranda.
Almost deja vu right there.
Almost
you can
deja
see
vu.
that.
You're indeed correct. Now Darren Toby, who's found himself in the offensive zone, passes it back to Ubi Parapovic. Forbes is free on the side again. This time marked by Cisse. Yelovot in the box. Holding off well, but before he's dispossessed by Gerardo Bravo. And the Fury will clear. Raymond brings the ball back in towards midfield. Here's Slavica Ubi Parapovic. He's on his left foot. Looks for the shot, and it's just off the far post.
Just missed outside. Ubi Parapovic right there.
And now the Fury look to counter, but it's nicely blocked by Ben Raymond. The pass from Chico, again blocked by Raymond. Now Gonsalves looking for Chico. It's back to Gonsalves. Gonsalves has some room, but his shot is wide. And here's Cody Mare. Raymond out to meet him.
Syracuse has got to figure out how to let these extra goal opportunities slow down.
Gonzalez. De Abreu. Now over to Gonsalves. Chico. Gonsalves playing the 1-2, but it's nicely stopped there by Schindler. What an excellent 1-2 play there from Gonsalves and from Chico. But again, Schindler able to stop it. Chico once again. Gonsalves! Shot to the left. And now here's Douglas Lima to pick it back up. Gets around Schindler. Shot off the boards. Nowhere home, though, is any Ontario player. Once again, here's Chico. Cody Mare has a ton of space here. We'll look for the shot, and it's deflected off the leg of Jake Schindler, and Syracuse will clear. Changes coming in now for both teams. Liam Callahan on for the Silver Knights. Lima.
Keep an eye on Lima right here. Always a quick player, able to get to the ball. Never know what he's cooking up.
Here is Miranda. Ball cleared away by Ubi Parapovic. He's found himself in the defensive end. Shot is deflected in by Arturo Alanis. Too close of a range for Coughlin to stop there. And this game is equalized once again at 6.
And talk about draining the energy right out of this stadium. You could hear the disappointment in the fans right when that goal hit the back of the net. That is a rough goal to give up.
The pressure of the Fury just won't stop here. We're back in a very familiar position for the Syracuse Silver Knights, tied at 6, this time with 8 minutes and 2 seconds left to go in the half. I mean, not in the half, in the game. Syracuse has already played one overtime game today. Not today. They played 2 games today. Syracuse has already played one overtime game in this season, and against Turlock. Final score in that game was 7-6 in favor of the Silver Knights. Once again, it was Cornado Forbes who came away with the game-winning goal.
And who knows, if it sticks this way, we might be able to see another overtime game.
It'll definitely be interesting to see as the Vitale passes the ball over to Forbes.
Keep in mind, too, Christian, now that it's a tie game, we still have Leonardo over there in the pen ready to come out. And you know he's going to be coming in hot.
With the ball out of play, under 8 minutes, officials will take a timeout. 7:56 left to go here in the fourth quarter. 6-6, the score between the Knights and the Fury. $7:56 left to go here in the fourth quarter of play between the Syracuse Silver Knights and the Ontario Fury. It's the home opener for the Syracuse Silver Knights. Hey, listen, this has been a great game, and we still have 10 more of these left to go in this season.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this game has been electric all throughout. If the season shapes up to be like this, I am perfectly fine with being entertained.
I'm pretty sure the Syracuse fans who have battled the cold are thoroughly entertained, Mason. And if you're looking for the next Syracuse Silver Knights home game, you have to wait a little bit longer for that. It's a month away, just under a month away, December 9th against Florida. So next time the Silver Knights play a game inside the On-Center War Memorial Arena here in Syracuse, New York. Jose Miranda looking along for Tito Nunez. Being guarded there by Darren Toby. His pass easily intercepted by Joey Tavernisi. Has room to break here. Goes into some open space, being pushed wide by Jose Manuel Gonzalez. Doubled there, and he's rammed into the boards.
That is a hockey-level check right into the walls, Christian.
That's the third time Tavernisi has absolutely been destroyed into the boards there. Spreader's no been called yet, but here comes a free kick opportunity from the corner of the Ontario zone.
Well, there wasn't a lot that Tavernisi could really do there, too. As you saw him running down the field, you saw him look around a little bit and realize, wow, I'm the only one down here. Really had to almost back himself into the corner there.
Officials ask for a new minor football as Nate Bordeaux is the one who will take the free kick. He's got Darren Toby, the closest one to him. Also has Liam Callahan in support. I'm going to go for Talway and Tavernisi working on the far post. Bordeaux looks for Darren Toby, and that won't be a goal as officials blew the ball dead well before the goal actually came in.
Like I said before, Christian, keep in mind, in just a little bit under a minute, you're going to have Leonardo back in this game. That could mean big for the Fury.
Could prove incredibly big for the Fury. Well, incredibly big for them also getting that goal while Leonardo was inside the penalty box serving that yellow card.
Setting him up for a 6-6 game in the fourth quarter is like setting a golf ball up on a tee for him.
You could say the same for Syracuse, though. They have the golf ball on the same tee. So all this comes down to who hits it first. Nice interception there by Liam Callahan. Forces the Fury back. Cisse has to track the ball towards Miranda. Good work right here from Leah and Callahan as Ontario looks to get the ball back into their offensive third. Here's Charlie Gonzalez over for Douglas Lima. Thiago Gonzalez back over to Lima. Oh, he's forced back though by Bordeaux. Gonzalez has it on the far side. Chico. Gonzalez looking for Lima. They'll play the ball off the boards, covered there by Callahan. Ball off the boards once again. This time it's Tavernisi. He's got Bordeaux in support on the run. Lay it off towards him. And the flick onto Tavernisi is blocked by Cisse. Now 6 minutes left to go. Leonardo will be allowed to come out soon. Shot saved by Coughlin as Gonzalez comes out with the shot there. And Coughlin looking for the head of Bo Yelovot, just over his head though, as Mike Andrea Brie who looks to clear. Gonzalez, I should say Chico, over to Alanis, and now Raymond has the ball.
Get ready to see a lot more of this quick passing from both teams, Christian, especially in such a close game with not a lot of time left on the clock.
Yelovot, Forbes. Raymond. Now it will be Parapovic, who's been quiet in this second half. Opportunity here for Chico, but it's nicely defended by Schindler. And Syracuse will reset here. Pressure coming from Ontario, though, as we're about to hit the 5-minute mark. Foul. No foul given there as the Ontario Fury bench tried to get one. Nice interception there from Alanis, but Forbes has the ball, being covered by Charlie Gonzalez. Now Bo Yelovot, centering pass for Ben Raymond, couldn't get there in time.
One more step, and that is a nice shot opportunity there for Raymond.
To be Parapovic. Forbes. Forbes trying to get around Charlie Gonzalez, can't get there. And now Gonzalez picks up the ball. Ubi Parapovic pushes him into a weird, awkward pass. Miranda out of his goal to collect. Ubi Parapovic now pressuring as Alanis tries to clear the ball. Opportunity here for the Fury as Jake Schindler has the mark. Here comes the Fury, and Alanis couldn't find Charlie Gonzalez.
Looks like Alanis almost had a shot opportunity there. Surprised he didn't pull up.
Cisse over to Lima. Now back over to Cisse, who's being pressured there by Forbes. Tries to flick the ball over to Tito Nunez. And now Cisse. They'll reset things for Jose Manuel Gonzalez. Flicking the ball over. Cisse. Looking there for Tito Nunez. Couldn't find him though. As Yelovot now coming in. And what are they ruling that? They're ruling a defensive clearance. Last touch by Douglas Lima. And here comes a free kick at the top of the arc. And finally, Leonardo has been let out of the penalty box. Remember, in the MASL, it's not a hard 5 minutes. It just has to be a minimum of 5 minutes served in the penalty box for a yellow card. So that was an 8-minute offense served there by Leonardo. And now here at the top of the arc, once again the Bosnian, Slovica, Parapovic, lays it off for Callahan, whose shot is blocked. Callahan now off the boards, and it's back to Parapovic.
Parapovic has been really quiet in this second half so far, which is surprising considering how usually clutch he can be with his goals.
Darren Toby. Visa really has dropped back now as even a defender. Darren Toby fighting Lima there in the boards. Double coming from Gerardo Bravo. Nice escape from Darren Toby. Centering pass. Parapovic! Passing shot is just high. An excellent opportunity for the Bosnian, and the Fury look to break.
That was an excellent roll-off we saw there by Toby, too. Able to dish it off to Uba Parapovic. Just missed that opportunity.
Yeah, that goal there, a lot of credit would have been given to Darren Toby if Ubi Parapovic was able to finish, able to escape the double team nicely. And Gonzalez with a weird shot there. Maybe looking for a pass, but instead it's Syracuse Silver Knights ball. Darren Toby finding Domenico Vitale, trying to nutmeg Charlie Gonzalez. Instead, Israel Cisse has the ball at midfield, almost trips over the ball there. The Fury will reset. 2:25 left to go in regulation. It's a 6-6 ball game. Shot off the boards. The shot from Charlie Gonzalez is just high. Looks like Coughlin might have gotten a hand onto that. So it will be a corner kick for the Fury.
Caulfield able to stretch out all the way to reach that one.
2:18 now left to go. And timeout now called. The Fury have come out strong here in the second half, and they are 2:18 away from sending it to overtime. A proposition that didn't look too likely after the end of one half of play.
Oh, this game is completely flip-flopped so far. I mean, all these goal shot opportunities ended up adding up to a 6-6 ball game. Don't be surprised, though, if you see Syracuse coming in hot with the next 2 minutes. Maybe throwing in more of their speedy players like Bordeaux, like Herrera, all pushing the offense up.
Again, 2:18 left to go in this fourth quarter. Christian de Guzman here with you alongside Mason Horodisky as the Syracuse Silver Knights and the Ontario Fury are playing the first game of the MASL season in the Center War Memorial Arena. Fury coming to this game with a 1-0 record. Silver Knights coming to this game with a 1-1 record.
And on a cold Syracuse night, Christian, we are about to reach a fever pitch here in the On-Center War Memorial.
Definite fever pitch rising here as Charlie Gonzalez will stand over the free kick. He's got Israel Cisse closest man to him. Two-man wall is Yelovak and Tavernisi. Look out for Leonardo also lurking there. It is Leonardo. Vitale able to provide enough interference against Leonardo. And the Fury will have to reset. Gonzalez. Back over to Charlie Gonzalez.
That was a fantastic job of weathering that storm that could have been right there.
Leonardo. Back to Gonzalez. Now over to Leonardo, putting some footwork onto Schindler. Cisse. Nice 1-2 between him and Maicon de Abreu, but it's fooled there by the Silver Knights. Now Cisse, de Abreu. Back over to Gonzalez. Cisse. Gonzalez. Motion around the back for the Fury. Under 90 seconds to play here. Shot blocked there by Darren Toby. 80 seconds now left in regulation. Gonzalez. Shot well wide and Schindler clears it away. 6-6 ball game. Overtime looms large.
Just about a minute left, Christian. Something's got to give.
Charlie Gonzalez being guarded there by Tavernisi. Both men fall to the ground. Tavernisi into the boards. Blue card. Onto Charlie Gonzalez. Israel Cisse did not like that call. And finally, a blue card is showed as Joey Tavernisi goes into the boards for the fourth time. And now 58 seconds left for a power play opportunity for the Silver Knights.
That is a huge call and rightly deserved. Tavernisi has been getting bodied this whole game, but able to come up play after play. He has earned that blue card.
So once again, here's how the blue card will work. 58 seconds left to go in regulation. It's 5-on-4 for the remainder of regulation. No questions asked unless a goal is scored. If we do go into overtime and no goal is scored, the remainder of the power play will be served at the beginning of overtime. So the power play does not go away if we do enter overtime. Bernardo Forbes with 48 seconds left. Jake Schindler, Obi Parapovich, Darren Toby, and Tavernisi, the other men on for the power play for the Silver Knights. Syracuse fans cheering loud. 37 seconds left in regulation. Schindler, Obi Parapovich. Switching fields again here for Forbes. 29 seconds now left. Back to Ubi Parapovich. Shot! And it's blocked in front of net. Ubi Parapovich, 23 seconds now. Forbes, shot! Off the top of the crossbar! And out of play.
Just missed.
Ontario will get the ball. 18 seconds left.
Forbes almost the hero yet again there.
Time out called.
He heads to the bench. Clearly disappointed in that shot.
18.2 seconds left in regulation. 1:21 left on the penalty onto Charlie Gonzalez. As Ryan Hall looks up at the scoreboard and sees 18 seconds left. Ontario will get the ball to restart things here. You can't leave out of your mind the possibility of a shorthanded goal. But 18 seconds left. Overtime becoming more likely here at the on-center War Memorial Arena.
I don't think there's any way that the Fury take more than one shot, and that's going to be coming in right at the buzzer. This game's going into overtime, or it's going to be a Fury victory.
Or you never know, they might make a mistake. You never know. You might make a mistake. Syracuse could dispossess you. Do have the extra man for Syracuse on the field. Domenico Vitale, Jake Schindler, Jared Toby, Slavisa, and Bo Yelovak. It's 3 defenders on for the Silver Knights. They want to make sure no shot comes in. Leonardo De Oliveira, Cody Mare, Israel Cisse on the field for the Fury. $18 seconds left in regulation. Overtime possibility as the Fury send it along, looking for Oliveira. Schindler's covering him as well as Vitale. Whistle called there, and it's going to be Syracuse ball. They have 13 seconds left in regulation to get the ball downfield. Yelovak passes it back to Schindler. Clock didn't start actually, and it'll be Coughlin who will take the free kick. Now clock running, 12 seconds. Schindler,
He's got to move.
Toby.
Whistle on
Whistle's
the play.
blown as the officials trying to talk. Israel Cisse running over to the officials, trying to tell him his case. As Bo Yelovak's also there. Cisse and Leonardo really making their case, trying to make their case told here to the officials. You can see Israel Cisse is really cementing his case here. Not sure what exactly the call is. Right now there's 7 seconds on the clock.
Well, whatever the call is, Yelovak is not happy about it.
Cisse is still arguing with the official. Still not quite sure what the calls are, or if there's even going to be time put back on the clock. Ryan Hall is now screaming at the officials. Same with Jimmy Norberg. Still, not quite sure what's happening here.
Well, judging by the body language of Syracuse right now, it definitely looks like it's not in their favor.
13.2 seconds back on the clock here. Cisse still arguing with the official. Same with Ryan Hall, who looks like it was probably arguments over substitutions, actually. Only 3 Fury members are on the field. One will come on as soon as the ball is kicked, looks like the rule. Now 13.2 seconds. Schindler now has the ball. 10 seconds in regulation. Toby lets the ball go through his legs there, battling through. 6 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And the shot won't come before the goal siren is called. That's the end of regulation. And we have overtime in the books. For those of you who do not know how overtime works here in the MASL, it is one 10-minute period. Golden goal is a factor. The first team that scores wins. If no goal is scored at the end of 10 minutes, it goes to a penalty shootout. And it works just like a hockey penalty shootout. First is the best out of a minimum of 3 attempts for each team, and no player can take the same shot within the first 3. After that, the team can choose whoever they want to take the penalties in that penalty shootout. But first, obviously, it needs to get to that point first. So once again, we have 10 minutes of actual soccer scheduled to be played unless a goal is scored. Christian Guzman alongside Mason Horodisky. We've got an exciting one here at the On-Center War Memorial.
Looks like these Syracuse fans are about to get their money's worth here on opening night, Christian.
Definitely did get their money's worth here. making braving the cold absolutely worth it. There's still time left on the penalty. Remember, Syracuse will have 1 minute and 2 seconds of 5-on-4 to begin this opening quarter. I should say just this overtime quarter.
I'm actually kind of surprised right now, Christian. It looks like Kenardo Forbes isn't going to be in to start this overtime. Player that always comes in the clutch is not going to be on the pitch.
The men who are on the pitch right now for the Silver Knights, it's Joey Tavernisi, Bo Yelovak, not Ben Raymond, Domenico Vitale, Darren Toby, and Joey Tavernisi. For the Fury, it's Israel Cisse, Cody Mare. Looks like Arturo Arlanis and Jose Manuel Gonzalez. I'm sorry, it's not Charlie Gonzalez, it's Thiago Gonçalves. Fury got the ball to start off the overtime on this 5-on-4. They're in a shorthanded situation for the next minute and 20. Syracuse will look to try to get the ball back as soon as possible. Long ball, it's right into the hands of Coughlin. 50 seconds left to go into penalty. 9:52 left to go in the overtime period. 50 seconds now left in the penalty. Schindler, here comes Forbes now. Darren Toby as well on the field as Lila Eslavisa. Also Joey Tavernisi. Here's Forbes on the right-hand side. 40 seconds left in penalty. Forbes. Schindler. Now 35 seconds left in the penalty. Slavisa switches over to Forbes. Forbes, Tavernisi. Back over to Forbes. Tries the shot, and it's wide. Slavisa on his left foot will go back to Forbes. 24 seconds left in the penalty. Schindler at the top of the key. Tries the shot, and it's blocked there. Forbes with the shot. It's over the net. 18 seconds left to go into penalty.
You can tell Syracuse wants to set up Forbes for this final shot right now. If anyone's going to punch it in, it's going to be him.
Not too much time left though in the penalty. 18 seconds. Syracuse will try and reclaim it quickly as the ball intended for Leonardo is intercepted. 12 seconds left in the penalty. The man in the penalty box is Charlie Gonzalez. He's got 8 more seconds left in there. Schindler looks like he'll just try and keep possession. Ubi Parapovic over to Forbes on the left side. 1 second penalty now released. Here comes Charlie Gonzalez sprinting out. Schindler, Forbes over to Ubi Parapovic. Shot off the boards. Looking for Tavernisi. Not there as Toby regains possession. Here's Schindler. 8:45 left to go in overtime. 6-6 ball game. Golden goal. If no goal was scored in this overtime period, we go to a penalty shootout. Ubi Parapovic. Toby. Now Forbes. Back to Toby. Schindler. Forbes. Toby. Syracuse just trying to keep possession. They don't want Ontario touching this ball at all. Cody Mare well out there.
And it is a smart move to say the least right now, Christian.
Domenico Vitale comes in. Toby. Forbes and Ubi Parapovic, not even in the offensive third yet for Syracuse. Here's Slavisa. Over to Vitale. Guarded there by Charlie Gonzalez.
Syracuse still taking their sweet time trying to figure out what they want to do.
Here's Coughlin now with the ball. Here's Vitale. More changes coming in. Leonardo comes in for the Fury. Also Nate Bordeaux and Yelovak holding off Murray. Bordeaux with the shot, and it's saved by Miranda. Now Forbes.
That was a beautiful setup there by Yelovak too.
His centering pass blocked by Cisse, and now Coughlin out of his. He's got Forbes in the middle. Ball off the boards. No one home though as Mare is right there. Nunez trying to hold off Toby at midfield.
Excellent defense once again there by Toby, like we've seen all day today.
Maicon will lay it off for Jose Manuel Gonzalez. Cisse back into the game. Bravo. Bravo tries to chip it over. Free there was Jose Manuel Gonzalez. Couldn't control it though. Dangerous pass. Now Fury has the ball. Bravo has his shot blocked by Toby.
Both teams playing with a high intensity. They are not going to let anything give.
4:36 left to go in overtime. Toby holding off the pressure from Ontario. Slavisa has it at the top of his key. Gets the ball away from Douglas Lima. Now Liam Callahan looks to break. Boyelvok's also there, but Cisse able to pick up the ball eventually. Now Ontario looks to counter. Runner on the left side is Cisse. He has the ball. Free in space is Leonardo. And now Douglas Lima shot and score! Douglas Lima with the nail in the coffin. And Ontario steals one here at the On-Center Memorial Arena. They win 7-6.
Talk about spoiling an opening night, Christian. That is a brutal way for Syracuse to wrap this game up, especially after such a great first half and a hard-fought second half.
You can see how much it means to Douglas Lima as the young man picks up his third goal of the season. And with that, the Ontario Fury pick up the win here at the On-Center War Memorial Arena. Our final score here, 7-6 in overtime. Syracuse only drops their second home opener ever. The goal from Douglas Lima just shows that the Ontario Fury had a little too much pressure. And in the end, it was Ontario that came away with the win. For Syracuse, their next game is on November 17th, where they travel to Baltimore to take on the reigning MASL champions in the Baltimore Blast. Next time you can catch the Silver Knights back at home is on December 9th, when the Florida Tropics come up to the On-Center. For now, it's Christian Guzman alongside Mason Horodisky and Jonah Garp saying so long here from the On-Center War Memorial Arena. Syracuse drops a heartbreaker 7-6 in overtime.